What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some news concerning Joseph Parker. This isn't new. This is a couple days old, but I did want to counterpunch this concerning Parker. And Joseph Parker had this to say to Dereck Chisora and David Haye. He says, ignore that fake champ or that fake heavyweight, Mr. David Haye. Let's fight March in London, and I will end your career. P.S. At Mr. David Haye, I'll fight you too if you're up for it. Hashtag fist emoji. The fist emoji was applied after that comment. And this is surprising coming from Joseph Parker because, you know, Joseph Parker was the one that was known for ducking a couple times, because actually this was, I believe, the third failed attempt between him and Dereck Chisora. You know, for whatever reason, the last reason was behind a weird spider bite or some type of bite on Joseph Parker's leg. And of course, you know, he had the he was given the nickname Peter Parker, you know, because of the, you know, of course, of Spider-Man and such. You know, he was bit by the spider or whatever, but whatever the spider bite was, or however that went, he couldn't fight. But now he calls out Dereck Chisora and David Haye. So this tells me that, first of all, David Haye is retired. He's the manager of Dereck Chisora, oddly. That's a weird type of relationship, kind of like a Rocky and Apollo to me, if you ask me, because of how the history between these guys. These guys have got into backstage brawls, and then, you know, of course, David Haye now is his manager, which I think that's odd, but then Joseph Parker calls him out too. So there must be some type of animosity behind it. You know, Joseph Parker might be pissed in a way, you know, but, you know, to call him a fake heavyweight, you know, to call David Haye a fake heavyweight. But Dereck Chisora, he said, let's fight in London. I will end your career. Wow. That means Joseph Parker wants to take that key that Dereck Chisora claims to have. You know, the keys to the universe. You know, he's the gatekeeper. So, you know, he wants that opportunity. And my thing is, you know, why not? Why not? You know, for Chisora, you know, the only thing that I can see Chisora doing is fighting Usyk. Okay, but that all depends on what happens December 7th, because if Joshua wins, then that WBO belt might be up for grabs, because he has to defend one or the other. I don't think he can defend both, and there's no guarantee that they can get Deontay Wilder into the ring, because Deontay Wilder, given if he beats Luis Ortiz, will fight him or will agree to fight him by that time. See, they have to have a signed contract by that time, but then yet he's already signed to fight another fighter. You know, it goes back to poor planning. Okay, so if Wilder wouldn't have signed two contracts in advance, we wouldn't have this situation. We could wait till what all pans out, how it all clears, and who wins. And when the smoke clears, they can say, okay, well, hey, let's fight for undisputed. But we don't really know how that's going to go. So that doesn't really even look promising for Joshua at all to fight Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder, if he gets past Ortiz, then he has to fight Fury. Because Fury is now that new eliminating mandatory. So, you know, it would make sense to drop one of those belts. So if those belts are dropped, one of those belts, which more than likely the WBO, Chisora could then say, you know what, I'm going to fight Usyk for that particular opportunity. Because Usyk gained that opportunity, of course, on the WBO sanctioned body side, because he was the undisputed cruiserweight champion. So there's a lot of twists and turns and a lot of avenues this particular these fights and fighters could fight, and who could they face to fight. I think Chisora, if he does not fight Usyk for that WBO, he should fight Joseph Parker, especially when Joseph Parker is talking big shit. You know, if he's talking like, hey, I'm ready to fight, by God, let him fight. Because I like I like the energy of a person determined. Because what happens a lot of times when you get a fighter mad or if he upset, because he sounds like he's upset. This doesn't sound like the regular Joseph Parker. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't even sound like him. This sounds like either something he's heard or he was provoked or something that he read that he didn't like. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll fight him. And you know what? I'll fight David Haye too. He's a fake heavyweight to me. So that sounds like there's a little anger, behind this particular tweet. So I'm like this. Go with the emotion. Motion creates emotion, right? So let's go with it. And if I'm Chisora will fight anybody any given time anyway. Let that fight happen finally. Let's see if Joseph Parker can end Dereck Chisora's career. I want to see that fight because Joseph Parker is the type of guy that has a different style. You're not going to just go in there and do whatever you want to do against Joseph Parker. Ask Andy Ruiz that. Okay, he'll tell you more than anyone else, and he's the current unified heavyweight champion of the world. Okay, so I want to see that fight for many reasons. Of course, the main reason I want to see how all fighters fight and how they are matched up against each other. That's a given. And of course, whoever wins comes out victorious. Then we can move on to the next fight to see who wins in the next fight in the heavyweight tournament. I look at the heavyweight division, regardless of promotional companies or anything else, the size of the street, different, all that. I look at this. This is one big reckoning in the heavyweight division. And hopefully, each fight we get in the heavyweight division will result in a victor to see who does what. What's the end result? Who wins? And then when these guys win, let's see who wins when these guys fight. That's what I'm in this for. In case people didn't know, my objective and my desire for the heavyweight division. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Joseph Parker calling out Dereck Chisora and David Haye. Of course, please subscribe. You leave your comments below. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.